Good afternoon. Welcome to the Midday Mull for Wednesday, the 2nd of June. In Acts chapter 2, we see the Holy Spirit being poured on the disciples. They then go out onto the streets of Jerusalem and start proclaiming the glories of God in all the languages of the people of the Roman Empire. A crowd gathers and asks, what does this mean? Some of the people are making fun of them. And we're told in verse 14, Then Peter stood up with the 11, raised his voice and addressed the crowd. Fellow Jews and all of you who live in Jerusalem, let me explain this to you. Listen carefully to what I say. These people are not drunk as you suppose. It's only 9 a.m. No, this is what was spoken of by the prophet Joel. Now, what struck me as I read that was the change in Peter. We tend to think of Peter as Saint Peter, who wrote 2 of the books of the New Testament, who became the first person to take the gospel to people outside of the Jewish community, and he ended up as a bishop of Rome. But this is the Peter that less than 2 months before this, in a courtyard, was asked by a servant girl if he knew Jesus, and he denied it. And when pressed by some other people 3 times, he denied that he knew Jesus, despite having been warned about it. And the change is remarkable. And I suspect in the first instance, Peter thought he could do it. He promised Jesus, I'm good, I'll stand by you, I won't do it. He tried it in his own strength, and he couldn't do it. Here in Acts chapter 2, he's now filled with the Spirit, and the Spirit enables him to stand up and speak boldly. And we need to remember that if we try and witness to Jesus in our own strength, we're not going to get it right. We might say things, but they won't bear fruit. We need to trust in God and let God's Holy Spirit fill us and speak through us. And we need to remember as well that we're not called upon to convert people. We're just called upon to witness to them. We're not called upon to have all the answers or know everything. We don't. We just tell people what we've seen, what we heard, what we've experienced, our story. And the Holy Spirit speaks through us as we do it, and he will convert the people. So be encouraged to speak about Jesus when people ask you. And may your life be marked with such joy and passion and love, and that you'll be a light in the world. And people will say, what is it that you've got? And you'll be able to, full of the Spirit, just say, it's Jesus and God's Holy Spirit that does this. And as we speak about it, the Spirit will work in people's hearts and lives and bring them to faith. So be encouraged to, like Peter, stand up and speak about what you've heard, what you see, what you know, and let the Holy Spirit work through you, and trust that he'll work in the other people. And in this way, the gospel will spread and God's kingdom will grow. As you do this, you will be blessed.